All right, hour two, we are back, and let's continue on this Victory Monday here, Tim. Like I said, you see anything in the chat, you mark it. Let's go back to the Twitter handle. This was cool, a cool shot right here. That would be a cool frame picture to get. Tight end talk is what the NFL said, and it's obviously a picture of Tucker Kraft and George Kittle. You know, Tucker Kraft was leading the league amongst tight ends in YAC. I think he still may be.
Saw a lot of the fan base retweeting it, saying the best tight end in the NFL talking to George Kittle after the game.
Love it. And George Kittle went off yesterday like he always does. Like he's a dog, man. And if you guys, I don't know if you follow him real close, but his personality is awesome too, man. He is. He seemed like an old country boy. Him and Tucker Kraft, two peas in a pot right there, boy. Love to go out on a Saturday night with them and just at some podunk town that's got 4 bars in it and just bar hop all night. Could you imagine?
Oh yeah, pickup truck, case of Busch lattes, couple lung darts, ready to go.
Exactly. All right, another tweet from ML Football said, "Wild 49ers wide receiver Deebo Samuel's salary this season is $22 million. The combined salary of the 7 Packers wide receivers is $8 million. Today in the Green Bay-San Francisco game, Deebo Samuel had 1 catch for 21 yards. It was on 4 targets as well. Packers, 10 receptions for 122 yards. So I don't know, what is that? Roughly a third of the money spent and about 10 times the amount of.
We've been having this conversation for 3 years, and I love it. I'm here for it. I love it. I can't wait for the future. Let Goody cook. That's all I got to say. Let him continue to cook.
Yeah, Coach Lynn in the chat. 21 personnel with Brooks was a good wrinkle. Yeah, listen, Chris Brooks is the real deal, man.
Yeah,
he's going to be that solid contributor, good in pass blocking, great at catching the ball out of the backfield. When you need to call his number, you don't feel like the game's too big for him. And then Emmanuel Wilson is that backup running back that you want to tote the rock, right? So it's kind of, there's a little bit of what am I trying to say here? A little bit of negativity in the fact that when you put Brooks in, you're almost telling the defense, hey, we're passing here. And when you put Emmanuel Wilson in, hey, we're going to run the rock here, is what it kind of feels like. Doesn't mean that they both can't do, either or. But I'm with you, Coach. I don't remember seeing 21 personnel with 2 running backs, 1 tight end, but I'm sure it's there on tape. I'll go back and try to key in on that. That's awesome if we gave them a taste of their own medicine there.
Yeah, for sure. And as far as I'm concerned with this running back room, let's run it back. Let's keep the formula. I'm sure Goody will probably do something if there's good talent in the draft. It's not quite draft season for me, so I haven't really dove into it too much. But I'm a fan of these running backs that we have. I think that this is the best thing that could have happened. We talked about A.J. Dillon obviously missing this season, and the depth in that running back room. And I truly believe once we get Marshawn Lloyd back on the field too, I mean, this is going to be a running back room to be reckoned with in the future. Honestly, I think we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 punch with these running backs. And I think you're right. Even if you kind of do snitch on yourself and that defense knows, hey, they're going to run based on this personnel or based on who they brought in, or they're going to pass. It's like, yeah, still can't stop it. It's almost like the old, you're calling your shot. You're telling the defender what you're going to do to him, and he still can't stop you. I'm here for it. I love it.
Yeah. Coach Lynn says Deebo washed. There's a real thing that happens when players get paid. It's the reality of the NFL. Some guys are not going to get paid big and continue to play the way they have played in the past. They're just not. It's like, I don't want to say they don't care or whatever it is, but it's kind of like that whole you've arrived thing. And I think that's why it's important to have a roster that's filled with some players that are still fighting for their football lives. Like that's why undrafted free agents are huge. You essentially signing an undrafted free agent, I think you get rights to them for like 2 to 3 years from a restricted standpoint. And they've got the biggest chip on their shoulder. And it's why we've been talking here lately. Maybe you need to start trading back out of the first round into the second and third, compiling a bunch of picks, taking multiple swings, since that seems to be Goody's sweet spot. And what you're going to get with those players are players that have a chip on their shoulder because they fell out of the first round. There's a little bit of that too. Now, listen, teams aren't going to do that. Their grades are their grades. And if they got a solid grade on a player, they're going to go, hey, look, this dude is worthy of a first-round pick. We're taking him, right? And who the hell am I to say, no, they shouldn't do that. But just wonder if the aforementioned might come into play a little bit. RE Iron Miner. Will Marshawn Lloyd be ready this year? I'm thinking either this week or the next week is what I'm thinking, Iron Miner. Hopefully we'll get him back soon. But you know what's cool? Even if we don't get him back soon, Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks are showing that they can tote the rock in the meantime, right? So,
and not to mention the personnel we have in that wide receiver room that we can use on those jet sweeps and those flyers. That was one of the things that I liked. We did that a couple of times. The little quick shooter to Scoot. Had him hurdling guys on the sideline, things like that. So we have the ability to use guys like Jaden Reed, Bo Melton, Christian Watson as pseudo running backs in some of these sets. I noticed that yesterday. We'll probably get into it on Chalk Talk. I'm sure we'll have at least one of those plays that made the cut. We had those option plays where, as a fan, I'm going, oh boy, here comes the jet motion. And then it's like, we're faking that. And then we're faking the pass. And then we're handing it off to the inside. You get that run. We saw Jacobs get huge chunk runs up the middle. Emmanuel Wilson had a couple of nice runs. So the deception and the threat of utilizing those Packers receivers as runners is what keeps those defenses, off kilter, and it's really effective. So I'm not overly concerned about not having Marshawn Lloyd out there, other than the fact that you want to see the rookie get as much reps as you can, and really build that momentum, get those legs under him, get used to that NFL speed, that NFL contact. And we all know we can look at Marshawn Lloyd's tape at USC, and he's just jumping all off the film. The guy is extremely talented. So you want him to see the field, but it's nice to feel like as a team that we don't really need him, at this point. Obviously you want him out there, but like you said, Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks, man, they're getting the job done. And, Josh Jacobs is a stud. So I'm just waiting to see that Marshawn Lloyd return. It'll be nice to see him get some reps though.
Yeah. Coach Lynn in the chat. I think Debo is fat.
Thick.
Go. No body shaming in here, Coach. No, I'm just joking.
I think Debo's just banged up, man. That guy's had some injuries, and Father Time is undefeated.
Catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm with you, Coach Lynn. I thought he looked a little thick yesterday too, man. And again, like Tim said, the way they've utilized him, and that's why he wanted to get paid, is like, look, you guys are using me as a running back and a receiver. I should get paid, twice as much money, is essentially what he was saying. Now, obviously, that's never going to happen, but he did get a good chunk there, obviously, before the career is winding down for him. So another tweet that went out by Seth Walder said, highest pass rush win rate at edge in week 12. If this holds, it would be the second consecutive week that Chop Robinson is number one on the list. You guys remember Chop Robinson in the draft? Was that last year or the year before? That was the year before. Was it not, Tim, or was it last year?
No, that was last year's draft.
Yep. He was
on our board with the running backs, right?
He was Chop Robinson was second on my board as edge defenders. Okay, I had him as an edge, not as a linebacker. Only behind Leatu Latu. Okay, so. And I even had Latu lit up in the red. So you would argue that, hey, and they're so close together there in the same tier that if you had to choose between those two players, I would have taken Chop Robinson over him because of the red, right? Although Latu had a slightly higher grade than Chop. So Chop proving that he's the guy. I know this was Mark Talister's dude that he wanted the Packers to draft. If they had taken him, you would have hit a home run on it. But that's the draft, man. Second, though, this is what I wanted to get to. Week 12, second. Danielle Hunter with the Houston Texans. Third, Nick Herbig with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And number 4 on the list, the fourth highest pass rush win rate in the entire NFL in Week 12, Rashawn Gary. So Rashawn Gary continuing to ramp up here towards the second, or in the second half of the season, towards the end of the season. The dude's a dog, man. Listen, you can turn on the tape early in the season and see what was going on with the scheme. There's no reason in arguing with people with it, because the second you point out, hey, look, this is not how they're rushing right now. If you'll notice, they're rushing 4, but they're actually only bringing 3. That's where people get offended, like, oh, he's one of the tape guy. Now I'm just explaining to you exactly what the hell's going on here. He's having a down year, don't get me wrong, but here he is again, man, top 5 in pass rush win rate. Sean Gary really cranking it up.
I love it. Proof positive that facts do not care about your feelings.
Exactly.
You can feel however you want. The facts are the facts.
Yeah. And what gets me is the Packer fan base, when you post something positive about Rashawn Gary, they get mad. Like they have to come. And here's what it comes down to. People get overly emotional, especially during the game. And they'll tweet out during the game, and they'll tweet out something negative about a player. Well, now they can't go delete that tweet, right? They're not going to do it. So when a good play happens or that player redeems himself like Gary has, now they have to come in and defend why they had that opinion, right? And explain why Gary is still trash.
And it's usually never rooted in anything factual or anything that has anything to do about X's and O's or anything. It's usually some vague statement about pressures or sacks or something, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so here is a play that I cut up this morning from NFL Pro. Josh Jacobs puts San Francisco in a turnstile with the spin move. Number 8 is heating up just as the weather in Green Bay is cooling down. Check out this play right here. And first of all, look at all the eye candy. So you have your F, Jaden Reed, in the backfield. So this is the pony package, essentially, right? You got Jaden Reed, sidecar left. You've got Josh Jacobs, sidecar right. You're going to bring over pre-snap Tucker Kraft across the formation, okay? Ball is snapped. All right, now he's going to set up, and I think he's going to sift back across. Yep. So you're going to fake the handoff, right, to Jaden Reed, the F, who's going to then run around Jordan Love. I might be able to just roll it like this, do it like this. So look at the fake here, Tim.
This is what I was talking about. Yep.
Yeah. So you fake to Jaden Reed. Now look at Tucker Kraft up here. Is going to sift across. Notice Zach Tom completely ignores this defender, right? So this is what you call slice or split flow or split zone, okay? The Eagles made it really, really popular back in the late 2000, or I think it was the early 2010s is where they really utilized split flow a lot. So you get the whole offensive line kind of blocking zone left. Some people were asking, is it duo? And I understand why you would ask that. Look right here.
Yep.
Double. And look at Myers is trying to get to the second level, and Tom is going to look to get to the second level, right?
Yep.
So you're going to see Tucker Kraft come over, seal it off. You're faking the handoff to Jaden Reed, and you're actually giving it to Josh Jacobs. Tucker helps seal the end here. Perfect block by Tucker Kraft. Look at that right there, Tim. Let's go. And then Josh Jacobs is just going to put this 49ers in the turnstile. Look at this, man. You ready? Spin cycle time. Whoop. Look at that, bro.
The fact that he can jump cut into a spin move is insane to me.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's just absolutely awesome, man. What a play.
So it's like when you need him to be that quick, agile, flyer type of running back, he can do it. And then when you need him to lower the shoulder and play big boy football, he can do that too, man.
Yep. He does it all. The way he sets him up too, like he's going to cut back.
Yeah.
Is just awesome. And again, Tucker Kraft kind of makes that whole play happen. Look at that block, bro. Who's 56? Who is 56? That's not Campbell, is it? That ain't Campbell.
No, Campbell's 59. He's the last one in on the play. You'll see him.
Warner's, of course he is. He's easy to find, right?
He ran into Josh Myers there. Fred Warner got blocked into oblivion too.
That was Josh Myers.
Arguably the best linebacker in the National Football League. We made him look like a child out there.
Yeah, Josh Myers actually seals off the what would turn into the sandbacker. Watch him. He seals him off and hits Fred Warner too. He actually takes 2 guys out on that play.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Josh Myers, man.
Eat him up.
Man. For all the crap that he's caught over the years, man, it's cool to see him coming out the other side here. Really having a good second half of this season, man, really. And playing hurt too, banged up.
Yeah, definitely. Again, Elton does a great job sealing that off as well. Yeah, good play call, man. Love the play design by Matt LaFleur there. Getting creative.
That worked every time too. We ran that several times, and it worked. It was successful.
All right, this play here is a lot of fun. See if we can go full screen. That's a little bit better, ain't it? Let's do that. So notice Keyshawn Nixon at the bottom. The arrow should straighten out here in a second. All right, so here's Keyshawn on the bottom. This is the forced fumble. Watch how far he goes across the field to make this play, Tim. This is insane. So he's going to track all the way across the field and punch the ball out at the very end. If he hesitates a quarter of a second, McCaffrey is down where he can't punch that ball out.
Yep.
And it's a really good angle right here. Watch him just come flying in. Reckless abandon, bang. Gets that ball out of there. Just a great play by Keyshawn Nixon, man. Again, he's not perfect. I wouldn't call him a great corner, but the fact that he's able to move from slot to the boundary, to the outside, and then he's always willing to stick his nose in here like this to make a play, it's absolutely huge.
I think one of the biggest improvements to his game, and this may have come from the fact that we needed him to go to the outside this year, is his vision on the field, and that's why he was able to make this play coming from the opposite side. If you look, he doesn't neglect his assignment, but the minute he realized the play is going the opposite way, he's off. I don't think we saw a lot of that. I think when last year when you're primarily in the slot, it's a little bit different, and you want to keep your focus on your assignment. You're asked to do a little bit more sometimes in the slot when it comes to like a pass rush or maintaining the edge or contain. When you get out on that boundary, you can do a little bit more freelance in here and finishing out the play. I mean, it's crazy. The guy furthest away from the ball on this play is the one who ultimately punches it out, and just a hell of a football play by K9 there.
Notice who recovers the fumble too. All hustle, Carl Brooks. Look at Carl.
Yes,
fighting, right in a good spot. Carl Brooks is always around the football when things like this happen, man. It's amazing.
Absolutely. And you're so right about Keyshawn not hesitating, because when I watched it live, I thought for sure McCaffrey's knee was down before the ball came out. And I thought this was gonna, be blown dead and not be a turnover. And then you see that camera angle and you're like, my gosh, like a half a second later, and it's not a fumble. So just a great play by Keyshawn, man.
And IROC in the chat making a great point. Javon Bullard with the tackle is great as well. Yeah. So watch Bull on this play. He hammers down, avoids the block, like you said, getting in position to make the tackle there is huge. That's a big asset to having him in the slot. His game, his strength of his game, at least early on in his NFL career, Bullard is who we're talking about, isn't coverage, but it is attacking the ball carrier, no doubt. So you having him in the slot down there and a little closer to the football, and watch him hustle all the way across the field just like Keyshawn, man.
Yep.
It's just great job, man. Great job all the way around.
I think it just shows the versatility we talked about all during the offseason, right? You got a guy like Keyshawn now that, if we need him to go back to the slot, I'm not worried. He can play there. He's serviceable there. And he's proven that he can hold his own on the boundary with Jair being out. And then you look at Javon Bullard, right? You want him, we need him to play slot corner. He can play slot corner. If we need him on the back end at free safety or strong safety, I mean, kind of interchangeable there. He can play there as well. So it really just makes us more versatile on defense, and I love it.
Yeah, Coach Lynn in the chat. We may need to keep Josh Myers, and then J. Cole. Josh Myers is about to get paid. Listen, I think the Packers are probably going to re-sign him. You guys know I disagree with it if you pay top center money, but it's what I said about Kenny too. If they decide Kenny Clark needs to be paid top 3 at his position, who am I to say no, he shouldn't? Now, that one's kind of backfired a little bit. Obviously, it seems like it hasn't panned out. Here's the thing. Coaches, and this is Bill Belichick 101, coaches look at what players can do, not what they can't do.
Yep.
And what did the Packers put a prime on? They put a prime price tag on pass blocking on their offensive line, right? Josh Myers is a really good pass blocking center. Problem is the negative aspect of his game is run blocking. Okay, that's where he struggled. So with that being said, if it's a reasonable price, I think the Packers are going to re-sign him. Now, I can understand the folks that disagree with that. I can understand the folks that want him back. Maybe that'd be a good poll question for tonight. Would you re-sign? What contract would you re-sign Josh Myers to? Top 3 center money, top 5 center money, top 10 center money, or just minimum contract type thing. You know what I mean? That might be a good way to gauge the fan base on, hey, what do you think he's worth? But Tim, at this point, are you hoping they re-sign Josh Myers? I know it's been kind of up and down his entire career here with us having conversations about it. I think I'm in that, probably like that $5 to $7 million range per year. Anything more than that, I don't want it. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I'm not a big numbers guy. I learn a lot from you about the contracts and things since becoming part of the posse here, and I love it. So I don't really want to speak to the terms. I guess I'll use the vague example, like you said. I'd be cool with that slightly above the minimum type deal, maybe a top 10 center kind of contract. I'm with you because I do think we should bring him back because we've seen him when he missed the game. We had Elton step in there and kind of discombobulated things on our line. And so my question is, if Josh Myers isn't your center in 2025, then who the hell is? Who is the center?
You got to go find him, don't you?
Right. You got to go find one. And it's like at this point in our development with this offense, Jordan Love, second year as a starter, we've got first, second, and third year receivers and running backs. I don't know if you want to, the center is that's the transmission of your offense, if your transmission doesn't work, the car's not going anywhere. And I think it's vital to have that consistency. I think Josh Myers has progressively improved slowly but surely over the years. And I think now at this point, he looks like a guy that's settling into himself as a pro. And, I would rather not shake things up too much by, bringing in a new guy, unless they have their eyes on someone that's already here. We talked about Jordan Morgan being moved around, tackle to guard to, I don't know, can the guy play center too? Who knows? But I think Josh has been, if anything this year, at least consistent. We haven't seen too many more snap the freaking ball Josh moments or anything like that. So, we haven't seen stupid penalties from him. The things that we, bitched and moaned about with him they've disappeared, all but disappeared at this point. And I would hate to cut and run from him now, just when he's hitting his stride with this offense.
Yeah. Coach Lynn in the chat says Sean Ryan played center at the end of this game. He may be the center of the future. And it's funny, I was getting ready to say this, and then Harry Cheese actually put it in the chat. He said, what if the rumor that they had their future center in the building was Myers all along?
Exactly.
Well, here's the thing. When I think it was Rob Domofsky that broke that information, he said that someone in the building told him that their future center is already in the building, and he did specify Josh Myers was not it. Yeah, I remember that specifically because he said when he said that their future center is already in the building, it was coming from an angle of, hey, Josh Myers is struggling. Are you guys thinking about making a change? And their comment was, our future center is in the building. The way I took it was someone else. Now, immediately you think, for me, I think it's Elton Jenkins. I think that if Josh Myers does not sign does not agree to a team-friendly deal and they decide to let him walk in free agency, I think he's going to get top 3 center money in free agency. I believe that because he's a physical freak, right? Much like John Runyon got top money, and to me, Josh Myers is a much better player than John Runyon is. So if John Runyon was getting that money at guard, you damn well bet that the center position is more important and going to get top center money when he hits the market with those kind of measurables. But I think it would make sense for me to put Elton Jenkins at center, right? And then kick Jordan Morgan to left guard and have Sean Ryan play right guard. The fact that you got Jordan Morgan, a tackle in college, who once he's healthy is going to be a really good guard in the league. They think really, really highly of Jacob Monk too. So it could be one of those scenarios where if for some reason Elton is the center and he goes down with an injury, you got Sean Ryan and Jacob Monk who can step in as the backup center, and then the other 2 guys just stay in place at guard, right? And we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. We're going to have plenty of time to talk about this in the offseason, which I'm really excited about. The offseason is so much fun, man. And we still do a daily show here and cover all that stuff. If you guys are new, first time tuning in, we go live daily, most of the time, multiple times daily, all through the offseason. We'll be bringing you every bit of the coverage for the roster building. There is literally no day off here at PTA in the offseason. So feel free to sub to the channel, hit that like button while y'all are hanging out. We appreciate y'all. Myers talk is always intriguing, man, because, again, he's a physical freak. Chris in the chat says up as of lately 5 to 10 top center spot. There you go. So somewhere between 5th and 10th. And here's the thing. The market doesn't care about your feelings. Like you said, facts don't care about your feelings, Tim. The market doesn't either. The market is what it is. Like, that's the conversation I was having on Twitter earlier today. It was like, Rashawn Gary's overpaid. You can say he's overpaid, but the market is what it is.
Yep.
If you're gonna re-sign Gary, that's what you had to re-sign him at. If you're saying you want to let him walk, I'm not on that team. Because imagine if we did not have his production this year. We would be without, I don't even know what it is. We could go to NFL and Pro and check. It's probably up to 40 pressures now, and he's leading the team in sacks. If you think the pass rush is underperformed up to this point, imagine if you didn't have him on the roster. So again, the market is what it is. When you go to sell your house, you don't sell your house. You don't get what you think your house is worth. You get what the market thinks it's worth.
That's
and
right.
You got to make a decision. Do I sell it at the market value, or do I sit on this hellhole for the next 2 years and keep on eating cost, right?
Yep.
Same thing with a player. That's the market. Are you willing to pay that or not? If not, you got to be willing to deal with the ramifications of, hey, look, we don't have a true number one pass rusher now. And I think Gary's going to ramp it up. And by the end of the year, those critics will all disappear. You're seeing it every week now, Tim. He continues to ramp it up. And with Josh Myers, he's peaking at the right moment, man.
Yeah.
Really is,
And that's why I'm in the camp of I'd hate to cut him loose, man. I really would. And I don't think he's a guy that's gonna, you got to pay me top 5 center money. I want $8.5 million per year. And
I agree. Yeah, he doesn't.
I don't see him being that dude. I also don't see him taking minimal contract. He's going to want to get paid. But I guess I slightly disagree. I'm not a huge fan of Elton Jenkins at center. I'd almost prefer Sean Ryan at center. But then again, when it comes to Sean Ryan and Elton Jenkins, I love these guys right the hell where they are. Left guard, right guard. Sean Ryan, it took 2.5 years, but this dude is balling at right guard right now. He's really hitting his stride. As a backup center, of course, rotational in an emergency, can either one of those guys step in and not be a liability out there? Of course. But as far as going forward, I prefer them where they're at. But you're right. We have the Jordan Morgan factor. We've got a first round pick that's got to see the field and deserves to see the field once he gets back. And I think you're right. I think left guard is a spot for him, so that may jumble things around. But I'd love to see Josh come back at center. I really do. So fingers crossed. Like you said, we got the whole offseason to have these conversations, right?
Yeah, I was trying to see cap rankings for positions. Just to kind of see, okay, who is the highest paid cap hits, and is there a center in there? 2024 offensive line, and this is cap hits, guys. So keep in mind, it's not the overall contract, this and that. This is just what's allocated to the cap in 2024. Let's see if we can find the first center. Just quick reference, and then we'll continue on here with Victory Monday. I think it's important to hit this stuff while we go here. So it looks like the top paid in terms of cap hit of centers in the NFL is Ryan Kelly with the Colts at $14.6 million cap hit. That is wild. Frank Ragnow with the Detroit Lions is sitting at $12.8 million. And this is what I'm getting at, Tim, is like the market is what it is. Josh Myers is not Frank Ragnow. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to kind of but at the same time, going with the Rashawn Gary conversation, it's like Rashawn Gary isn't TJ Watt either, right?
Right.
So it's the market is what it is. And then the next center, and then we'll get back here real quick. Just want to hit it. Austin Corbett for the Carolina Panthers, $10.1 million. So what you're looking at, if you're going to re-sign Josh Myers and you're paying top money for him, if he is going to play hardball, you're looking at $10 million, $14 million, and let's see, 10 million, between 10 and 14 million is what the going rate is for the number one center. So
yeah,
that's why
I think you're right. Then I think you're talking 8 million tops, probably.
Right, somewhere between 5 to 8. And if he doesn't sign it, you move on. And again, it depends on how highly they think of the other offensive linemen in the building that could potentially play center, whether it's Elton, whether it's Sean Ryan, whoever it may be, Jacob Monk. Jacob Monk may get another full training camp under his belt, and they go, hey, this guy's too damn good to keep on the bench, right? That could happen. He was one of their favorite players in the draft, no doubt. So one of my favorite players here is Tucker Kraft, and I put this tweet out earlier. I said 2 things: Jordan Love changing arm angles to thread the needle to Tucker Kraft on the Y screen, and Tucker Kraft running over players on both sides of both teams to find pay dirt. So Notice not only does he flatten 49ers players on this play, Tim, but he runs over Josh Myers too, which is get out of the way, Josh. We're going in. So Tucker Kraft, man, is just an absolute dog. There it is, forklift certified, right? Look at this dude, man. How violent.
I just love how Jordan got that ball. Like,
look at the arm angle.
How the hell did he get the ball in there to him?
Yep.
Right through the defense. I mean, that was impressive. And then, yeah, of course, the Yak Master doing what he does. But that's a pretty tight window, even for a screen here, a check down.
Yeah. Like you said, look at that. Right between two defenders. Tom doing just enough to not get called for a hold. Got his hands on the inside of the shoulder pad there. And Tucker,
that's really all Tucker, though, man. Engage with the block and then release immediately and become a receiver. That was just beautiful. If you can see it right here. It's going to engage, and then boop, I'm off you, and I'm open.
Yeah, what I love about it, too, is the play design by Matt LaFleur. If you'll notice, he'll have Emmanuel Wilson run the swing route, and that takes Devondre Campbell out of the play completely, right? And now you've got that plus hat count. Now, if Devondre Campbell stays at home, you probably pop that swing pass out and keep it moving. But notice Dre Campbell goes out of the camera angle, and again, look at this, bang, catch. Josh Myers trying to get up there, but Tucker's just like, come on, Josh, we're going in. You're going in with me. But look right there at Dre. Dre's looking around right here, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 49ers on the field, and he's going, why the hell did I leave Green Bay? What am I doing? What am I doing out here in San Francisco paying all these taxes? What the hell's going on out here? Again, just a huge play from Tucker, man. Dude's an absolute dog. I keep seeing that picture of him and Kittle together, man. I think we got one of the league's best here moving forward. No doubt about it.
For sure.
All right, let's move it along to the
Greg Rice in the chat. Who? Campbell? Never heard of her.
There's the other tweet I put out where I circled everybody and put an arrow at Dre. I had to do it. I'm sorry, man. He talked a lot of crap. Talked about how Green Bay was dysfunctional and he was happy to be in San Francisco. And
changed the record, man. You said that when you left the Falcons.
Everywhere you went, man. Everywhere he's went, if it hasn't worked out, it's the team's fault. And if it has worked out, it's because of him. That's it.
Yep. I will say this. We did get one good year out of him. Thanks, Dre, for that one stellar season.
Yeah. Another tweet we put out, one of the most important plays of the game featured Xavier McKinney matched up one-on-one with Christian McCaffrey. Packers were up 17-7, third quarter, 10:51 left. You're right outside of the middle 8. 4th and 2 play, 49ers decide to attack with a sleigh concept. It's a sleigh rub, and essentially the way that works, guys, we'll go here. With sleigh, typically the number 1 receiver, here's the number 1, will run a slant, okay? And the number 2 will run a flat route. So it's kind of a hybrid of both. The number 1 is going to go out and try to dig out Xavier McKinney and run just a shallow dig, while our boy Christian McCaffrey is going to try to run a shallow out route. Okay, that's essentially what they're trying to do here. And if you watch the play, watch McKinney right here. There is zero hesitation as he just clamps down right there. The ball's coming out. McKinney's already breaking on the ball. Pass breakup. I think I've got another angle here where you can see how fast it happens. It really, right here, really makes you appreciate what happens here. Look how fast he breaks on that ball. Look at that. Tim, Xavier McKinney's a dog. And this is what we were talking about. Kyle Shanahan, when the game's on the line, think play or not play. Your best player, Christian McCaffrey, let's put him out in space. We know if we run the ball, they're just going to load the box. This right here, the fact that they're throwing on 4th and 2 with an empty set tells you all you need to know about Jeff Hafley. Absolutely shutting their run down, right? Yep. And what did we do? We said, all right, we'll put our best guy on your best guy, and may the best man win, and he did. As like I said, McKinney clamps down on that out and just swats the ball away. That's a huge play. That's not going to make a whole lot of highlight reels. But 17-7, they're in Green Bay territory, coming out of halftime, all the momentum.
Yeah, ball. You know how important that play was. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I love it. I think Coach Half did a really good job of a balanced kind of attack. I think at times we saw a little bit more of a pass rush than I thought we should have had. We talked about that in the pregame, that if the plan for San Francisco was to get the ball out quick when they're passing, and we're rushing 5 or we're rushing 6, we saw them send Quay on a lot of them. A lot of those looks that you thought it would be sugar, Quay was actually coming. And it did bite us in the butt a few times, but here, just the coverage is incredible. I think, just rushing 4, keeping them in the well like that and letting our boys do their job, that's huge. And arguably one of the bigger plays of the game for McKinney, obviously, other than the interception. You just love to see the fire that he plays with, too. Even on that one, he was running stride for stride with Kittle. And, we actually got a really good throw. I can't remember this. What's the quarterback's name again from San Francisco?
Brandon, I keep forgetting it too. Brandon Allen, I think.
Okay, so Brandon Allen threw a dime piece, probably the best throw he threw all day. He put it right on the back hip of Kittle, and he basically threw Kittle open. And you could just see the frustration from McKinney because he felt like he could have probably turned and got a PBU there, and he didn't. You just love to see that passion and that fire. A guy that wants to just be perfect every time and knows that he can't be, but is going to still chase it down. And you just love to see it, man. He is definitely the X factor, pun intended, for sure.
Definitely. All right. So up next, we get the Lucas Van Ness strip sack. This obviously came in. Where did this come in? I'm trying to think here. The strip sack was fourth quarter, 12:37 left, 1st and 5 play. Again, we'll hit all these in great detail on Chalk Talk tomorrow. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the stream, all that good stuff. Turn notifications on so when we go live daily, you'll know when we're live. Sometimes the schedule gets a little wonky, as Matt LaFleur would say. But Lucas Van Ness beats a double team for the strip sack with the 49ers backed up at their own 15-yard line. Tim, notice LVN over here. He's kind of playing head up or on the inside shoulder of the tight end. So he's really what he's playing here is probably be what we would call I would call it probably a 6-eye. Yeah. It's kind of what you're looking at. He's kind of playing the inside shoulder. Now the tight end's going to go out for a route here. Watch LVN beat him like a damn drum. They're going to block down, and then they got a couple of guys coming over. The running back's coming across. You can see where his eye is right now. I'm pretty sure it was the running back that blocks here. And then also you've got an offensive lineman that fades over. And LVN's already got a full head of steam, and he's just not having it.
Yep.
Strip sack. Kenny with the recovery. And Quay right there on the ball.
Quay right there too. Another guy that's always around the ball. Say what you want about my boy Quay Walker, but I mean, the footwork, eyes on the ball. Yeah, if Kenny didn't get it, Quay was going to get it there. And another great example of how much the Niners missed Trent Williams, because we were abusing the left side of that O-line all day long, and I love it. Great job by LVN.
Again, fighting through the block. I'm trying to see who actually kicks over. So it was the pulling offensive lineman there, right?
Yep.
How to get. There's a little bit of miscommunication there from the Niners offensive line, I believe. But
I was going to say who. Okay, so the guy in motion there was not coming over to sift.
Mm-hmm.
Was he actually?
It's weird. It was almost like some were run blocking, some were pass blocking. I know that's not the case. Everybody's definitely pass blocking there.
Like right? Who's supposed to chip LVN here?
Mm-hmm. I think that, yeah, it's just strange, man.
Because nobody's touching him. I mean, he's still untouched. I mean, right past. Look, bye.
If the play is designed for the right guard to bluff to sugar that it's going to be a power run here with the like a power G run. Yeah. If that's the case, that's a horrible design by Kyle Shanahan. He tried to do too much. It's almost like he expected the guard to come over along with the running back after the play fake.
Yep.
To pick up that block. But all that matters is this is what you got with LVN. What he does well, he's a physical freak. When you come untouched off the line, you got a full head of steam. You're running through everybody. Look at this. Get off of me, little boy. Look at McCaffrey, bro. Yep. Yeah, we need to get a screen grab of that.
You know what I see on this play? If you can run it back right here, watch our boy TJ Slayton, 93. Just dog walk him backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Look at feet moving.
Eating that double team
up, freeing up opportunities. Look at LVN. I got to believe JJ Enagbare was going to beat his man, too. It was only a matter of time.
There he is. Yeah, you're right, man.
Shedding the block. This could have been real bad for the Niners on this one. That was just a thing of beauty. This is what we talk about. This is the difference between the Jeff Hafley system and the Joe Barry system. We are rallying to the ball. We're ball hawking and just crashing in, making plays, man. I love it.
I had to get a screenshot of that. I apologize if that upset the stream there, but I had to get a screenshot of our boy Christian McCaffrey. Like, what are you doing back here, bub? The ball's up here. What are we doing? So anyway, great play by OVN. Absolutely awesome. We got to get ready to wrap this thing up. And I think it is time, actually. We covered everything there on the old Twitter. Tim, this was fun, man. Victory Mondays are always great. It's going to be awesome continuing this tonight with the PFF grades. If you guys would take a quick second, hit that like button for us. Got a bunch of people watching in here. Feel free to sub to the channel. Thank y'all so much for making us part of your Victory Monday. Y'all could be anywhere in the world and you're choosing to hang out with this sucky show. We appreciate you. Tim, anything that you got, man?
No, that's about it. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this Victory Monday. Not too long because it's down to business, man. We got the Dolphins coming to town. And word on the street up here on the weather report is it's going to be chipper on Thanksgiving night. We could be talking 20-degree weather or a little cooler. Hopefully slows down that Miami offense a little bit, and we'll take it. We'll take it. Romy Rome. Too bad we won't have Rome, but hey, I'm fully confident that we'll see our supporting cast step up in that receiver room, particularly my boy Malik Heath, who came out and had a few snaps, and all of them were memorable. Great job by 18 yesterday. So looking forward to seeing those guys step up. You know, Tay Wicks, Malik Heath, Bo Melton. Should be a great game on Thursday. I don't anticipate a boat race like we had yesterday, but we'll take this dub. We'll enjoy the rest of Victory Monday. We'll enjoy watching this game on the All 22 for the 450th time, and get ready for Chalk Talk tomorrow. Looking forward to it, Clay. It's awesome.
Yeah, I rock. Get healthy, Romeo. Yes, sir. Yes. He makes Chalk Talk with one play, 29-yarder there on 3rd and 11. There was back-to-back third down plays where he made plays and kept the drive going. Just absolutely huge.
One of those was beautiful because he basically sold a go route the whole way and then broke off that post and got himself open, man. That was a thing of beauty for Rome. Hopefully it's not super serious. Like you said, with the concussions, it's always kind of a coin flip, right? How quickly can you clear the protocol? We saw it with Quay. Quay only missed a game and came back, right away after that. So prayers up for Rome, man. He was just starting to heat up, man. He was cooking yesterday. It was tough to see him go down like that.
Mike Berry in the chat said Clayton putting together a feet in the air montage. That's right. Just go to OnlyFans/Packer fan total. All right, this show sucks. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, my gosh.
Everybody have a great day. Enjoy Victory Monday. We'll be back later on this evening, 7 p.m. Central for Coach F, for PTA Live. Tim, thank you so much, buddy. It was cool hanging out. For those of you listening on the pod, thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. And go Pack, go.